Chapter 23. What to Do. The next day saw me at the Fluff Laundromat, mopping the floors, taking out garbage, replacing a light bulb, and doing a few custom loads of laundry for a few senior citizens in the town. I yawned as I folded a set of fitted sheets. Last night had been a bust, and I had very little sleep since I had watched multiple videos. My suspects were mostly women, which didn't mesh with the manly footprints in Carl's apartment. The few guys who were on video doing anything remotely shady either paid each month on time or were listed in Carl's notes as not blackmailable. I was stumped. Unless the killer was the spouse of one of the women, then I really wasn't sure how I was supposed to find out who had killed Carl. It could be anyone. I sighed. The only weird thing I had found out was Joan wasn't being blackmailed, which should put her off the list of suspects, but I had liked her because she didn't have a proper alibi and her water bottle was missing, which meant it could be the murder weapon. So much for that theory. My best suspects were Maisie and Sue. I just didn't believe Sue had killed Carl. Maybe I was wrong, but my gut insisted she was innocent. While she had lied to me about not knowing Carl, and she did have motive, her water bottle was broken, and Tilly hadn't remembered her purchasing a replacement, so she didn't have access to the murder weapon unless she had borrowed someone else's. Although, was a Cluck Cafe water bottle the murder weapon? I really didn't know. I had just assumed it was since Kat had mentioned finding one, which had possible blood on it at the scene of the murder. I suppose Sue was back on the list of suspects. However, as far as I was aware, she wasn't seeing anyone, nor did she have any brothers who might fit the large boot prints on my upstairs apartment carpet. As much as I disliked Maisie, I didn't believe she would intentionally kill someone. Maybe it had been an accident, done in the heat of the moment, while they were arguing. Would Maisie's husband, Councilman Dave Alderson, have killed Carl? Did he break into the apartment yesterday? I really didn't believe he would. Dave would more likely just file for a divorce and walk away from Maisie. Maybe he knew about the affair. Maybe he didn't. I didn't know Dave that well, but considering he was overweight and usually took the easy way out on town council, I fully believed he wouldn't go through the effort involved in a murder. That was the impression I had from him. I always thought he and Maisie were made for each other. Finishing up by exchanging the bills and coins in the coin change machine, I deposited the money in the safe. Locking up the office, I grabbed the last of the laundry, sorted it into the right bags, and put those bags in a small cart I had hooked up to the back of my bicycle. As I pedaled the orders back to my customers, I thought about what had happened. All I really knew was Carl was dead. Probably from someone he was blackmailing while meeting with them near the Silver River. He had been killed from a blow to the temple. The person who broke into Carl's apartment was male. I didn't know whether that intruder was the murderer or an accomplice. Perhaps they were someone else who was being blackmailed, but had nothing to do with the murder. It was very frustrating because I needed more information. I wanted this person caught. I didn't want to carry around the fear that someone might try to break into my apartment next. So I was going to catch the murderer and give the laptop to the police once I had done so. Dropping off the last package of clean laundry to Mrs. Oberman, I rode my bicycle back to my house to meet with Jim. Propping my bike up against the railing of the porch steps, I made my way up the stairs to find that the repairs were already completed. Jim gave me a smile as he straightened up from putting the lid back on a can of paint. "Just got done. Mind the door frame and door. They're still wet from the paint. I expect it'll only take an hour or so to dry with the sun being out today." "It looks really good," I say as I inspect the door and frame. Other than a new door lock, I wouldn't have been able to tell there had been any damage to the door or frame at all. "Thanks," replied Jim, wiping a paint streak on his already painted jeans. "If you ever need another small job done, give me a call." "I will," I tell him. Pulling out my pocketbook, I grab my checkbook. "Is the cost the same as the estimate you gave me last night?" "Sure is," nodded Jim. I was able to reuse the door, so nothing added to what I quoted."
"Perfect," I breathed in relief. Going inside to the kitchen counter, I write out the check for the agreed-upon amount.
"I did pick up a mousetrap for you," said Jim as he accepted the check from me. "I noticed there was a hole in the frame, and while it might be an old one, I just wanted to be sure that if it was recent you could trap the varmint. It's a live trap, so you can let him out a few blocks away. I also plugged the hole, so it shouldn't be a problem in the future."
"That was kind of you." I handed him the check. "What do I owe you for the mousetrap? I can pay cash for that."
"Nothing." Jim waves away my offer of repayment, handing me the set of keys for the new locks. "It's included in the cost. Thanks for the business." We say our goodbyes, and Jim loads up his supplies into his truck. I busied myself tidying the apartment in the meanwhile before the mousetrap caught my attention. Maybe that's what I need to do. Trap the murderer. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this video, consider hitting the like button. This is free and easy for you to do and helps with the YouTube algorithms. Have a great day.